Hello, SpeedGaming, and welcome to this any percent match between BFrobber and ptoil as part of the SpeedGaming Live 2022 Super Metroid Any Percent Tournament Silver Bracket. This match is in the losers round 4. ptoil having taken a loss to MM2 NES cartridge, and BFrobber having taken a loss to Becky. Both extremely talented runners who are now going to be playing each other. And this should be a really good match. These runners have PBs separated by 11 seconds. And we are underway. So, calming your match today, I am Glove, and I'm joined here by Sforzando. How are you?
Oh, it is a fantastic evening. There have been a lot of runs popping off tonight. I think this is the last one of the night, so get your nightcaps out, kick back, relax. I think both these runners are both these runners KPDR? Do you know? If not, we'll all find out together. But yeah, so this should be a nice, relaxing run of Super Metroid to finish out our night.
Yeah, I don't know about relaxing. Honestly, I feel like KPDR is more stressful in some ways.
To run KPDR well, I think it definitely requires a lot tighter movement. You know, certainly those that run new route or some kind of in the middle ground, there's a lot of potential for death and those sorts of things. But KPDR to do at this level with both of these runners having a 46, that is not a easy time to get. So definitely excited to see what both of these runners pull out in this race.
Did BFrobber just jump the stairs?
If it was the bottom set of stairs, that's not an uncommon strat. If it's both stairs, then, you know...
Well, no, it was just the bottom, but it's BFrobber. He's literally, like, he created his series tutorial, and he's been the one spreading the run the stairs propaganda.
So it's a big old hypocrite, then, is what we have.
It's very interesting. BFrobber is one of the best, has one of the best series times of anyone.
I think they were boasting in chat. They got a 47-21 in just this little warm up right before the launch.
Jeez. Yeah, so not quite reaching those heights here. However, Ceres is pretty immaterial in the context of the entire run. So both runners touching down on Planet Zebes. And going for the most important split, the bomb split.
Neither runner opting for Moonfall, so a couple of pages out of Sloters and those that abolish the moonwalk ability out of their book here. A slow descent down climb.
Yeah, you know, it doesn't lose you that much time. It is always interesting watching the non-moonfall climb, though. It's always slower than I remember.
Oh man, it feels like it's just incredibly sluggish, like you're just falling slowly in the water or something. But this is awesome. We are down to our final 8 runners in the silver bracket too. Everyone that has qualified, I think the top 48 times qualified. Lowest runner, I think it was a 56 something. I think was the cutoff. So getting that sub hour is a pretty awesome feeling, and then your reward for getting that is to come into this meat grinder with a bunch of other people who are just setting awesome PBs and progressing in their skills and abilities in Super Metroid. And so now we're putting all those to the test in a race nerves kind of situation.
Yeah, absolutely. I think at this point we have what? The slowest PB of any runner remaining in silver bracket is a 47, I want to say.
Yeah, and if that's KPDR, I mean that's still no slouch. I think it's better than my KPDR, and so it's the kind of thing where you still have to put up a solid time to be this far along, and this is not an easy thing to do. But thankfully, the community is amazing. The practice ROM is amazing. A lot of people willing to help out and give tips and advice, and plenty of guides online and that sort of thing. This is absolutely a great, accessible, challenging game that rewards you for hitting those success marks.
All right, nice climbs from both runners.
And good
Bit of
parlors.
Yeah, absolutely. Slightly different strats there. Parlor, there are just so many different ways to do it that every runner sort of has their own flair.
Yeah, parlor is really interesting because it partially depends on how you exit the climb. I happen to be a left side exit kind of person. I think a lot of the mainstream runners will run a right side exit, but then when you do right side exit, there's that quick ledge grabs or something otherwise. I think ptoil tried to run away and didn't realize the door closes on him. This is not the PAL ROM. You can't get the quick exit.
All right, good missile spread there.
Little damage, but a little bit of damage, but it's okay if the damage from both runners. But if the spread holds up, ptoil will be all right. I think at least getting 2 out of there is really good.
Yeah, I mean this is he's gonna lose a couple seconds, maybe only a second depending on how he does it. So he can bonk the door in Terminator, gets 1 drop that way. You're at 4, and then from there you either choose to farm the waivers or a pirate.
Yeah, at that point, I think because the run speed is capped pretty early, very quickly you can get up to your max run speed without speed booster. I think it might be more efficient just to farm this waiver right here, assuming the waiver drops it, which, he does not. Okay.
And, you know, another thing, so ptoil is actually going to have slightly more health here. Never mind. But yeah, another thing you can do is actually just like run straight into that waiver instead of missiling it after you get the E-tank. Since you will be full on missiles, you'll be at, I think, 129 instead of 139 health, but that's not huge in this.
Yeah, and however you take this jump right here into Green Brinstar Elevator, you can dodge these, whatever these are, or shoot them like that. That way, if you were at 129, you wouldn't actually take that damage. I think the optimal strat's to clip through them, but you know, that's something not even a lot of runners do. Not a lot of runners in the average time zone do.
Yeah, as I understand it, K going through that yellow guy there only actually saves you time if you're using it to get an extra Doppler shot on the door, which is really advanced, and if you mess up that strat, you're losing like 10 seconds.
And in this route, you can't afford to burn a missile on nothing because you don't have the full health to guarantee a missile farm if you had to climb back up and kill one of those enemies.
Yeah, that is true. Like, worst case, if you get absolute worst drops in that room and nothing drops a missile, normal run, that would be a reset. Here, that's probably like a 1-minute time loss.
Yeah, you got to get really, really lucky to not to get a missile drop. Like, you get 3 attempts at it, and I think the missile drop percentage is average, like 50% maybe a little less. And shout outs to chat. How are you all doing tonight? I see Sephi in chat. I see a bunch of other people in chat. Welcome into this SpeedGaming Live Any Percent 2022 Super Metroid Tournament. We're just so glad that you were able to join us tonight. If you got any questions, feel free to fire them off in chat. We are here for you, and we are here for the entertainment in front of you. So let's also cheer our runners on by giving them a follow. And if you happen to have stumbled in here, feel free to give Speed Gaming and any of the other Speed Gaming channels a follow as well for more Speed Gaming action.
All right, so this is the point of deviation between a Phantoon first and a Kraid first route. Our runners will be going down the red tower to first fight Kraid, get the Varia suit, but more importantly then go to Upper Norfair and get a bunch of movement items that will make wrecked ship not only easier but significantly faster. So the entire reason that Phantoon first is faster is just because of map efficiency. The items that our runners will be picking up, by picking them up early, stuff like wave and high jump and speed booster, all those items are going to significantly improve our runner's movement throughout the whole game.
Yeah,
The
and
question, oops, sorry.
no, I was gonna say, and I also think the in-game timer at the end is a little slower when you run on new route because the door transitions don't count against your in-game time. And so, yeah, because you have so many door transitions in old route because of the rerouting and doubling back, you know, like a Metroidvania, it tends to be faster on the in-game timer.
Yeah, that's true. So a question in chat, no Spazer from either runner. So the interesting thing with Spazer, Frobber needs to farm missiles here or go for 4 super crate quick kill.
Yeah, 4 super's a little tougher too, because crate pause is just a little bit longer.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a solid 3 super.
Nice. But yeah, so Spazer, as an item, it does take a significant time to pick up, but even beyond that, Spazer only offers time save if you're not going for some of the more advanced strats on bosses that these runners do. Stuff like X Factor for Fantoon, Batoon, and Dragon. If you're going for those X Factors, you're literally just unequipping Spazer anyway. So one of the things that I think is really elegant about the KPDR route is you never have to pause the entire run.
Yeah, and I think the amount of energy damage done by Spazer, I think, is at least equated when you get Wave Beam, as far as enemies that die in one hit. And that's kind of the key thing, is you're not killing a whole lot of things in one hit with just the normal beam shot, but it's not going to be too much longer before our runners will get the Wave Beam, which will kill a lot of like the single enemies in one shot. So as far as an efficiency standpoint, I think we can tolerate that until then.
Yeah, I mean, Wave Beam is honestly just really good in so many respects.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to mention it, but BFrobber not even using Charge Beam, just doing the single P shot for super kill. That was really solid. Most of the time I see runners doing the Charge Beam there because it lowers Kraid's claw, and it comes at the expense of him pausing just a bit longer. I think it's about 2 seconds slower than the standard quick kill.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, another thing worth mentioning, both runners did pick up Kraid E-Tank. That means that they are presumably going to be collecting 4 tanks total this run. Minimum is 3, however, a 4th tank provides some really nice safety. Honestly, from Upper Norfair exit all the way through Meridia, it's really nice to have.
Not to mention, it's going to give you a little bit of extra safety when we get to Mother Brain, because some of the attacks do a lot of damage at Mother Brain, and it is not uncommon to grab 4 tanks for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, back when I was doing KPDR, there were multiple PBs I had where I got catch-upped by Mother Brain and still survived because of that 4th tank. It can really help you.
Yeah, I think because my route PB in this category is, I think, 47-38, and that still grabs 4 tanks. It's just one of those things that 4 tank is really helpful for a long time for a lot of runners. And that 4th tank that you would get, which is usually Ridley tank, it's the kind of tank that, in this route, I think it's actually Warehouse tank. But it's one of those things that'll just, it's so helpful and so useful, and the amount of time you really save and not grabbing it is not negligible, but it's not going to break your run. So it's just okay to grab it.
Yeah, and it does save a little bit of time obviously you lose time overall grabbing the 4th tank, but it does save you a little bit of time because you can go for some more health risky strats. You can go for stuff like Alpha Spark. Some runners will even do an Attic Spark, which the nice benefit there is it's honestly the easiest Attic strat, so it's really sad that there are very few situations where you actually can do it. And BFrobber's resources look... BFrobber and ptoil's resources are awful.
Yeah, it's a little rough right now. You definitely, by the time you come out of Batcave, you probably want about 3 supers. Just because you're going to use 2 of them here coming up in Wave and Double Chamber. So...
Yeah, Frobber doing a 2 farm and getting 2 supers, that's pretty average.
ptoil got us 5 out of 2 for ptoil as well, though. That's solid. So we're not really much of a gap. It's just a couple of rooms behind, and nothing that can't be made up with a Fantoon pattern or otherwise. Both of our runners are just playing a really solid run right now.
Yeah. This Upper North Fair segment, you know, whether you are doing Fantoon first or Grade first, this Upper North Fair segment, nothing here is going to kill you. But you can lose a lot of time. There's just a ton of precise movement. And honestly, that's just going to be a trend throughout most of this KPDR run. Not nearly as dangerous as Fantoon first, and it doesn't have as many like huge 40-second time losses potentially. However, every single room you can have just the crispest movement ever, and so the more your movement is lacking, the more you fall behind.
Yeah, if you ever want to see some really good runs of this, the original Jack 879's 4313, which stood as the route record for a long time, and then Zost broke it and got a ridiculous 42 2x, I think, or something like that. And Zenny broke 42 as well, but I think it's a high 42. The efficiency and the things that you need to do to maintain a solid time on this route do make that difficult. Those little time losses can definitely affect you.
Yeah, you know, speaking of stuff like that, that business center for ptoil, it's a room that you can very easily overlook. However, if your ledge grabs aren't clean, if your jumps are just a little bit off, then you can lose literal seconds just in one room.
Yeah, both of the runners' bubble mountains were actually solid. One of the things I wanted to point out, that's actually a hard thing to do for newer runners. That can be often a little miniature gatekeeper. So we see a good alpha spark there by P12. But that bubble mountain, both of them got up there with King Cac actually blowing those spikes out. So both of our runners did have to do sort of a ball over tech to make sure they stayed up over that that hump there. But that was definitely a good room for both of them. That tends to be a little trickier on this route.
All right, so no red tower down grab for ptoil. Ptoil going for a little bit more of a classic strat there. Ooh,
Yep,
BFrobber missing that cac. Shouldn't affect him, but he'll.
Yeah, we have the well, because we're gonna have two cac attacks coming up, and then we're gonna have the power bomb door, and then we're going to have the ocean fly door, and the door down in wreck ship, and the Ghidorah. So you need, what is that, 4 supers? Then 1 for Fantoon if you are not doing X Factors. Actually, if you are doing at least 1 X Factor, you want 1 super, but 2 X Factors is the way you do it without supers.
Yeah, not many players to go for 2 X Factors these days. You have some strong adherence to the 2 X Factor strat, but you have to change a little bit about how you run.
Yeah, because I think if you get the perfect X Factor, you only need to do, I think, 2, and I think 3 in a super or 2 in a super. So it's not hard to get that Doppler on the second round if you get your X Factor right. Here's the Ocean Fly attempt. Okay, we're just gonna cut that in half for ptoil, skipping over the moat missiles.
Honestly, I think it's pretty reasonable in a race to not even go for X Factor in the first place. It's a couple second difference, and it is worse on your health.
Not 100% sure if BFrobber was going for health there or was actually fishing for a power bomb. Sometimes you get unlucky on Fantoon drops and not get that second or even third power bomb that you need to escape the wreck ship, but still getting a decent health, doing the half ocean, I don't know what you would call that, but not Ocean Fly, unfortunately. Neither Ocean Fly runner here.
Yeah, you would call that like West Ocean Spark or something.
All right, so we've got Fantoon from ptoil.
And a fast. He missed one of those missiles, though, so he'll have to take that into account.
Solid 4-beam X Factor, though, so maybe 3 then in a missile since he missed the first one. You'll see he turns that little brown like with the 4th missile, and he didn't do that. So 2, and then 3 in a super. There it is.
Nice. So fast mid, just about the best pattern you can reasonably expect to get. Fast is quite rare.
I think we were just saying
yeah.
that in the Oats and Goats race. 6%, I think, is what Oats said, is 6% on fast. So
that sounds right. Yeah, so unfortunately, BFrobber not only got the eye close, but when Fantoon closes his eye, he can have a slow, mid, or fast reappear as well. So Frobber got quite punished for missing those initial missiles.
yeah, fortunately made up with it with a solid X Factor, though. And there's the 3 in the super, 2 in the super, and another downed Fantoon. Goodbye, Ghost Elephant.
And ptoil's resources here, about as good as you could ever hope for. Let's see what Attic Strat he opts for. Like, this is enough you could Attic Spark. It looks like that's what he's going for.
It's a very safe and solid play.
Yeah, so ptoil has a ton of health here for bowling. Bowling not nearly as scary in KPDR, you take half as much from spikes.
Yeah, but not going for Bowling Spark. Bowling Spark is one of those things, if you wanted to bypass this, it is probably slightly faster to do Bowling Spark. It probably costs more health, though, but at this rate, having Varia, you take less damage from the spikes. I think it's 30 instead of 60, so it's fine to go either way. We'll see if BFrobber pulls that out. As we got the Attic attempt, just doesn't quite clip that pirate or the Key Hunter correctly. Has to finish with a missile.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna miss anything, it should be that Key Hunter. If you miss one of the earlier atomics, you've lost like 7 seconds or something.
Yeah, there we go. No gravity skip. 21-22, I think, gravity time there.
Yeah, that's a solid time.
And no gravity, no Bowling Spark for BFrobber either, just opting to safely go across the spikes that way.
Actually, wait. That's a really good time for ptoil. Just gonna...
Gotta check those splits to see if he's on PB pace.
Oh my, minus 26.
Oh boy, you might have just cursed him by announcing that to the world there. But
yeah, jeez,
we love seeing race PBs.
I've had race PBs before, and PBing in a race is hard, period. But having a race PB off of a good early game is just the worst. It's so hard. Yeah, it's so hard to maintain that.
ptoil channeling his inner Nevdi right there.
Yeah, and I mean, immediately you get nervous and stuff like that starts happening, and the tensions just feel even worse in a race setting.
Absolutely. You start making mistakes you've never made before.
Yeah, I mean, I do think speedrunning this game is all about finding new ways to screw everything up.
Well, I was once told, I think it was either Lynx or Cutie, one of the two, I think it was Cutie, said that PBs are just an anomaly. You should not expect them, and you just try to stay consistent.
Yeah, it's definitely a good mindset to have. I don't know how many people are actually able to adhere to that.
Well, here lately, we've had a ton of runners popping off on these PBs. If you join us on the Super Metroid Speedrunning Discord, you'll find we have a PB brag channel where a lot of people have been popping off on personal bests.
Yeah, ptoil just got the nice wiggle there. I jumped it just a couple frames too early, but you can fix it if you sort of do some turnarounds with Samus. Meanwhile, BFrobber, still not that far behind at all. Really, Fantoon was most of that difference.
Yeah, I think all you have to do at this point is just keep playing consistently and see if ptoil will make some kind of mistake somewhere. All you can be in control of is the decisions that you make and how you play the rest of your round. Oh,
Lucky.
that's incredible right there.
So,
Oh no.
I thought that was the 6-1, huh?
Oh no, and
ptoil
we're
has
on
to
alert.
farm.
Oh goodness, that went from bad to incredibly lucky and fixable to a little bit disastrous right there.
Yeah, I mean, I was about to say, if you want to talk about somewhere for your opponent to make mistakes, Lower Norfair is where runners go to die. Meridia is where runs go to die.
It is true. Meridia makes or breaks speedrunning in this game.
Yeah, and ptoil has to farm there. Only gonna farm to 2. Depending on what pattern he gets from Dragon, this could be rough.
I think decent Batoon from BFrobber. I think BFrobber was measuring. Oh, the best halfy though got the down grab. I think BFrobber was actually thinking about finishing Dragon or Batoon with missiles, and then decided against it. Took a little longer to refix that decision back to the supers to get him down.
Yeah, great drops for Frobber though, and he didn't even pick up all of them.
Okay, so gets this halfy. If he gets this halfy here, he could save, I think, 6 seconds, 8 seconds, something like that.
Oh, bombs the door. Still
can he
possible.
fix it? Oh, he gets the half, though. Gets that down grab? Yes. So at least he fixes it, and at least makes it across there. Because this is probably one of the more difficult rooms to traverse in the game, just with the high pillars and low valleys and the sand. I'm not a fan of that start.
Yeah, underwhelming opener for ptoil. He should still be able to 3-star spark this, though.
There we go.
Just a little love tap on the way out. Not too bad on chain damage, though, and gets the spike suit first try. Very nicely done. So, yeah, that spike suit compared to just regular Wample jump in KPDR does save you about 5 seconds. Not quite as big a deal.
That was a bit low on that what was that? Dragon Rain Dance. Those factors, I think, hit Dragon right in like the tail area is not where the appropriate hitbox is.
Yeah, and this is a range where sparking's a little bit scary. 278 health is fine.
Ooh, solid point though, right on the top of the head where the least amount of the hitbox is. That was very solid. Oh, does not gets the bad frame on the spike suit.
Yeah, bad frame's free. Yeah, so gap widening so far. And ptoil is approaching the most important trick in the run here. We saw him practicing this right before the race, so let's see.
Oh, I gotta tell you, I have never done this. I've never done Plasma Spark. It's one of those tricks that always looks like it's just so precise that I just thought I would never figure it out.
Yeah, I mean, it is really precise. I think world record for most number of frames you can have after doing Plasma Spark, like most number of Shine Spark frames you had to Shine Spark is 18.
Let me guess, Eddie did it on his cheaty hitbox.
No, that's his MGA.
Oh, MGA, of course.
Yeah. Another dirty room grinder.
Yes, Glove, of course, referring to Mr. Guy Average, who is one of the top runners of this route. 43.15, I think, just under the old world record, 43.13 there by Jack879. Probably the fourth best, I guess I would say, fourth best old route runner in our community.
I don't remember the rankings exactly. I forget what time Cutie has.
Has Cutie run old route and
Oh,
grinded
oh
it?
yes.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, because I don't know what Cutie's time is. Unfortunately, all we have are either discussions on it if you were kind of there and watching the community on our Discord, or if you could see in the leaderboard itself. Because Jack did. I think Jack got out of the game. I think before running new route, or just never opted to run new route. So his 43:13 was a route record for a long time. But then I know, like I said, Zost grinded it and got a new route record in the 42x range, and then Zenny did a grind of it probably a couple months ago, or maybe right before this tournament, and ended up getting a high 42.
Back to the run though. ptoil is entering Upper Norfair now. This is one of the more divisive points. Can either go northern or southern route. They both have their advantages. Southern route is about a second faster. It looks a lot cooler. Northern route is also a way that gets you to Lower Norfair, I guess.
I make my decision purely based on whether or not I hit Ice Escape. If I don't get Ice Escape, I'm going southern route. There's no decision for me on which one is better. It's how bad am I at Ice Escape today?
Yeah, it's a rough trick.
Looks like southern route. I think those jumps were not intentionally trying to get northern route. Just the spacing of those space jumps is what you want to see as far as northern route is concerned.
Yeah, and ptoil, not being a Moonfall player, isn't even going for the Moonfall here, of course, so he can enter that crumble shaft a little bit differently.
Yeah, no Moonfall, no Freya's Fall. Some runners will do the forward fall in there, which is probably more impressive, and it's easier to do on those crumble blocks. You don't have to actually worry about the turnaround animation. Oh, does not get the Chronic Boost. Ooh, it's just... Chronic Boost puts you in a good position to set this up. Still takes damage. I don't know that I would have done that one for the sake of time, because that was a 50 damage that you may not have had to take.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure that still saves you a fair bit of time. And ptoil's health looks fine here. But LN can be scary. Just about everything here does 50 damage.
Yeah, the advantage, though, is having Plasma. See, in New Route, you don't have Plasma, so you have to dodge everything. But with Plasma, you can kill everything. And so very few things are actually going to pose a threat down here.
Alright, ptoil doesn't quite get the top shelf. Still really nice short charge. Was that a double stutter? Oh no, accidentally double hits the pirate that he wanted to stand on. So, a bit of time lost there, and suddenly ptoil's health is...
Oh, and he takes another bump. He's in the danger zone.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, maybe regretting that flame.
Okay, guys, hold your breath, everybody.
This is fine.
You know, this is okay, because, like I said, Plasma cures all. You can kill all these key hunters with Plasma.
This is the most dangerous part right here. Yeah, ptoil just plays it safe, stands back. Normally you would be right up in that key hunter's face, and if you time your plasma shot wrong, you take a hit from him. So ptoil makes a smarter move, gives up maybe literally a second to stand back and make sure that key hunter dies first. The other advantage there, actually, is that...
Oh boy, I do forget one of the properties of Plasma is you're allowed to clip through your enemies, because that was... I always get panicked in this room because it's so much harder on New Route, but watching him go through that, I think I almost had a little heart attack there.
Yeah. Really, really unfortunate that flame put him in health bomb range, though, because... Yeah, now, or... Oh no, it's fine. This is over. You don't care about supers.
Not really. So
he
yeah,
just needs Ridley to be good with super drops.
Every 3 supers, I think, equates a drop. But I think if you're doing anything other than like GT Classic or 100%, you're not going to use enough supers to make that viable anyway.
Yeah, I mean nobody uses supers on the well, not nobody, but generally people do not use supers on the KPD Ridley fight. However, ptoil is going to want as many as possible leaving here. He'll have a couple extra chances on escape. Oh, and it looks like
oh, power bomb's a
BFrobber.
shame. I must have missed what happened there. Either didn't collect enough power bomb drops in the chronic boost room, because you want to come out of chronic boost with 3. And that's assuming a little bit of luck, because there's 2 violas that tend to drop power bombs, but a low % chance that suggests they might drop a small health. But you still only need 4 to get through lower Norfair. So I think what might have happened is we must have missed a improper bomb usage. I cannot remember if he got Wasteland Spark or not Wasteland. Sorry, Fast Pillars. Yes. Mm-hmm. That costs you 2 right there. If you miss Fast Pillars, you have to charge Bomb Spread. And I can't tell you how many times I've just absent-mindedly doing my own thing and forgetting at that point that I needed to do Bomb Spread, and then Power Bomb's a shame.
Yeah. ptoil doesn't quite get reverse Powerhouse, tries to avoid a hit from one of those owl enemies, so just goes back into the lava. This health is a little bit concerning here.
Yeah. He's gonna get out with killing Key Hunters, a Red Key Hunter Shaft, killing 3 Musketeers, killing this Disgigas right here. These things are generally fine, but you're gonna want a little more health before Torian.
Mm-hmm. All right, looks like Frobber's Ridley fight is just about over.
Extra tail fight there.
Yeah, really loves doing that. All right, ptoil's through the 3 amigos. 3 Musketeers, generally not a huge issue in KPDR. Most people do not go for a minute. Most people just kill them with plasma shots. However, the Key Hunters have been known, if they're feeling particularly aggressive, to actually drop down below the platforms where they usually are.
Yeah, I think it requires them to be all the way over to where the platform holes are, and then decide to do their little swoop animation. Because then, yeah, it gets a little rough if they're extra cheeky. But ptoil makes it through fine. Like I said, I don't mind the health right now, but Torian's going to be an issue as BFrobber takes some pad damage. The pad damage is like 50. You don't want to take the pad damage of all things, but now BFrobber's in that dangerous health range.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, should be fine. Mostly if he takes a hit here like that, it's just annoying because you want to get some more health somewhere for Turian.
Unfortunately,
Not as big a deal for him. Frobber does have full supers. So if he is familiar with the strat, he can go for just the absolute fastest M1 strat. I know some people will do grouping strats no matter what, even if their missile count or like their super counts are maxed out. For me, M1, the fast way, was the first Metroid strat I ever learned, and I just think it looks so cool.
Yeah, it definitely is, because I think I learned that strat through GT Classic, not through... You could do it in KPDR, but I don't think I learned it until I picked up GT Classic, because it basically relies on space jump, firing missiles in the air, and basically not making contact with the Metroids at all.
Yeah, I learned it for RBO, where... Oh, nice ball boost. In RBO, you can't fall into the lava, really, or you lose time.
Yeah, so also, both runners are going to have the option to powerbomb right here and get a 3-bug farm. Not going to take it for ptoil, though.
I have basically never seen anyone do that in KPDR. Unless resources look really dire. Unfortunate Kojak there. 14-6 is still fine enough, but in KPDR you hope for a little bit better.
Yeah, if I remember right, I think both of our runners skip most moat missiles, so this is a 2010 situation. Only if you're BFrobber, it's a 2010 10 situation thanks to the power bombs of shame. Oh yeah, space jump makes this room easier too. All you have to do is just get that speed booster going and then just do some space jumps. Not opting to do the space jump strat.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Because that's sort of a new route backup if you don't get the ball over hugging the ceiling strat. You know, you just sort of bring it to a pause and either do another short trudge on the other side, or just run as quickly as you can to the bombable wall there. Getting some good farm there from those green pirates, though. A question in chat: Is it BFrobber or BFrobber? I always like to think it's like beef robber. I think that's how I like to think of it. Like it's a guy who really just cannot help himself when it comes to the stakes.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people call him Frobber, so take from that what you will.
There's that space jump through the wall strat.
Yeah, some nice quick drops there from ptoil. Doesn't have Moonfall equipped, so he's not going to lose 5 seconds trying to go for the like couple frames you save by Moonfalling there.
Yeah, there we go. Solid. Oh, missed that last ice beam. I was calling it too soon.
I swear to dog, that last Metroid is the hardest one. Okay, M2 hooks him up. So now he could super through this room if he really wanted to. And he will.
Yeah,
All
these
right,
are solid
this
resources.
Is fine.
Yeah, just... Okay, I'm always leery when someone uses supers on that last one if they're at 9, because there is not a guarantee that you're going to get supers.
Yeah, I mean, in a situation like this where you're so far ahead, it's like 28, the worst case situation is basically you just have to missile that door and then take a refill. So it's definitely a time loss, but not tremendous.
Yeah, definitely don't want to miss this baby skip. I think in the end he'll be fine if he misses this, but don't want to miss it because then you just then you start panicking. Oh, a lot of lag generation there. Oh,
yeah. Some runners. Oh, that was a really good impromptu grouping strat there from BFrobber. But yeah, some runners try to use that lag because lag does give you more time to do each jump. So some runners will intentionally shoot out those dusty guys for the lag. I used to do that. I kind of don't like it because it's really easy to either main shooting all but the last dust enemy or shooting all the dust enemies, and then the opposite happens and the lag's different than you're used to and it gets weird.
I think it's a very similar reason as to why I'm not a huge fan, me personally, of that Dragon Rain Dance, because pulling the X Factors over to the other side of the room and then attempting the short charge gives me a little bit of lag that I just had not figured out yet. Okay, second try there on the Zeb skip.
Yeah, missing Zeb skip can be one of those things that makes you panic, because it is sort of one of those fundamental tricks. You know, for most of us, it was probably like the second trick we learned after Mock Ball. Unfortunate grab there for Frobber right at the end too. Hashtag face left gang.
Yep. And so, yeah, those are probably the only two tricks you truly need to know to run any percent in this category. And certainly you can go gather all the missiles you want and shoot the Zebs. But as far as trying to be at least somewhat competitive or try to get better, you know, Mock Ball certainly for those early supers, and then Zeb Skip to get past that last thing without an absurd amount of ammo.
First catch-up coming soon, yep.
Yep, getting one catch-up, that's solid there. You know, a little safer than the new route strategy because Plasma means you do it in a third of the time, 20 shots. 16th shot brings the catch-up. In an ideal world, you get one catch-up cycle. And a solid run, solid fight there by ptoil.
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking back, I think, not too many huge mistakes for ptoil. Solid run all around. Getting grabbed by the baby was unfortunate, missing full halving, but still a really solid run, even if it won't be a PB.
Yeah, so now we've got 20 shots there for BFrobber. It's not all in the bag just yet, but this fight is certainly significantly easier. You don't have to have that battle of attrition in new route with 60 shots. So once you get your 16 in, dodge your catch up, get your last 4 shots in. Good duck right there. The robber of beef definitely making that one interesting. Oh, miscounted! Oh, that could have been disastrous.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
I think that's happened to one of our runners that did the miscount in old route where it was 20 shots, and I think they either got to 18 or 19 thinking they were at 20. And was a little either reckless or just the catch-up got them or something like that. And that's why nothing is ever in the bag until you're on the ship.
Yeah, I always do one extra charge shot just for good measure, for that reason.
I always think that if there was any question, just assume I'm +1, and that way when I get to 46 or I get to 16 and they haven't done catch up yet, then okay, I'm over my count, but it's coming. Like, it could be this one, it could be this one. That's not a 3-0-0. You got to reset that run. I'm sorry. You got to get the 3-0-0s or it's not a real run.
Yeah, I don't know how people do that strat where they down grab it. I much prefer to just full jump after I see the C and escape.
Oh, he's gonna miss Leodox.
Yeah, that's not gonna be iframes here, so good recovery.
Then that happened. Now we got a lot of lag, a lot of rainbow beam shots. Rainbow beam shots do generate a lot of lag, especially in these kinds of rooms. You kind of want to limit the number of shots that you do.
Yeah, ptoil plays a little bit safe, goes all the way to the right.
And we are one parlor away. Let's see how the heckin' steam gets him.
Might be able to avoid a steam here.
Oh, not quite.
Just about the worst steam pattern, but ptoil does finish in first place with an official racetime.gg time of 47 minutes and 23 seconds. GG.
That is better than my best KVDR.
Yeah, definitely a nice run.
Yeah, meanwhile, we've got the robber of beef doing Leodox room properly, minus Moonfall. I guess it's not really proper if there's no Moonfall.
Oh yeah, BFrobber also got the stupid short charge. Shoutouts to keyboard players. BFrobber can do like a quadruple stutter short charge, which is probably not really possible.
If I remember, it's either Mother Brain's Room or Ridley's Platform is the shortest platform I think a person can do short charge.
Yeah, Ridley Room is, I think, one tile shorter. I don't know though.
Yeah, I think it might be Ridley Room because of the one tile shorter thing, but look at that. Trying to go for this. You don't want to do that too long.
It's a classic. Some people prefer to lose their races this way.
Going down with the ship, as it is to say. All right, we're going to try and get our runners in here for some post-game commentary. Just give us one moment. In the meantime, while we're waiting on our runners to come in, once again, thank you for joining us for this last week. This is the final week of the SGLive Super Metroid Any Percent Tournament of 2022. Thank you so much to SpeedGaming for just hosting this event in its entirety, having us all in here. By all means, feel free to give SpeedGaming and all of its channels a follow. Also, don't be afraid to give our runners a follow if you'd like to see more Super Metroid and Super Metroid extended content. Both of these runners do run this game on the regular, so this is the kind of thing that interests you. You're welcome to join us on our Discord channel. We have all the resources necessary to get started on this run, and all the helpful people in the community who is amazing, and want to get people involved, as we are now joined in the booth here by ptoil, our winner, GGP.
Hey, GG. Wow, that was a heck of a run for me, I'd say.
Yeah, definitely popped off a bit in that early game.
Yeah, I golded 2 of my segments and I was ahead until pretty much Lower Norfair, so
Nice.
yeah.
Yeah, so how are you feeling about the run overall?
I'm feeling amazing, honestly. I haven't had a run this good in quite a while, since like I can't even remember. I've always been just pretty far behind my PB, so this feels nice.
Nice.
Yeah, that's really awesome. Also, you're in the final 6, but I think you need one more win to win some of the prize money that has gone into the silver bracket. So you are going to be playing Telemorph in the next round. So Telemorph is strong, and
Yeah, he is. Got my work cut out for me.
Yeah, do you have any trash talk, any smack talk? That seems to be a theme that Eddie's been wanting us to push, and I mean yeah.
I'm not gonna fall into Eddie's bullying. I'm just gonna say good luck to Telemorph. Hopefully, once we race, it'll be a good one.
Oh, I'm sure it will. Definitely.
Yeah, we'll see if... Yeah, not sure if Robber wants to come in for an interview. But yeah, I mean, you had a bit of a lead on Frobber for most of the early game, and then post Fantoon, you took a pretty sizable lead and then just never gave it up.
Yeah.
So...
Do you watch the restream? Did Missing Baby Skip give you any moment of panic at all? If you did, I suppose you probably thought you were ahead enough.
Yeah, I was watching, so I knew I was fine. It just kind of sucked that and that killed the chance for a PB. But I mean, I figured it was really tight anyway. I probably wasn't going to get it, but I was fine with it. It's not a big deal.
Awesome. Well, absolutely. Congrats on the win. Doesn't seem like BFrobber's gonna be coming in, so think that's going to about do it for us. Any closing comments?
Just thanks for the comms.
Yeah, you're definitely very welcome. So that's going to do it for our Super Metroid run for tonight, but as I peek over at the schedule, we've got a new match scheduled in the gold bracket losers round 6, or round 5. It's round 5. Lynx v Shiny Zenny. You are not going to want to miss that one. That is tomorrow, 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time, Daylight Time. Lynx and Zenny, couple of top 10 runners, are going to go at it for the right to face Oats and Goats, and should be a good one. So that is what's going on for tomorrow night. We've got a couple matches on Wednesday, too. Stay tuned for more.
Awesome. Well, with all of that out of the way, be sure to go follow both of these runners. Go follow BFrobber. Go follow ptoil. If you would be so kind, follow the broadcast team as well. I've been Glove, joined on comms by Sforzando. And from all of us here at Speed Gaming, we will see you next mission.